ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another fantastic weekend of Formula 1 racing here on the EGL Extreme Gaming League. I'm Tipsy Bob, and joining me on the mic is my trusty sidekick and my good friend, Dad Pants. Covering all the action today, we're going to be covering everywhere from Monaco, Singapore, Abu Dhabi, and Bahrain, all across the world, all across the country. We have a full grid lined up, some of the best talent around the world. We have plucked them from all corners of the earth to give you some of the greatest racing experience footage you'll ever see in your lifetime. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the EGL. There we go, once and all the cars are all lining up on the grid. They're all getting ready. The drivers will be focusing on their first corner. Are they going to take it? What are they going to do? Is it going to go deep? Are they going to go? Who knows? Let's find out. Away we go! DRS is still active, and if Timo wants to get this moved on, he's gonna need to use this DRS zone because I have a feeling. Oh no, Timo, cancel the crusher in the traction zone. I pressed to mount up another overtake on 23 trademark. This is round 3.
And Timo, our coach. Oh, he hits that pit! Oh no! Oh my god, this so sorry, control myself. So Timo.
So what we gotta do so they can start at the back together again, just like Timo likes it.
How many times? Did you see how many times Timo tried to get into the pit?
Hello and welcome everybody back to Formula 2. We are starting a new season today. Which season is it actually? Is it season 3?
Yeah, I'm gonna assume so.
Yeah, alright, we're talking to you from
We should probably know this.
we probably should, but yeah, it's Formula 2. We're back with the first race of the season in Hungary. Talking to you from the commentary booth are Boosted Mess and Evers next to Lotwell.
Yep,
And
good afternoon everybody.
We are already into qualifying. Of course, only one lap of qualifying here. Yeah, so everybody has to make this count, and people have to be very careful not to invalidate in the very quick left-hander.
So far looks like Ace Boy's up in the lead at the minute, with Crystal's just behind him, who has just been passed by Icewind. Ace Boy dropping down as well, so the top 3 very, very close on this qualifying lap.
Yeah, seems like there's a lot of position changes, and it's going to be interesting in the race to see what they can make happen in these F2 cars. I assume it's quite a bit different to the Formula 1 cars driving on such a technical track. We should see some
Just to clarify, we are season 3. We've just been angrily corrected by Ocean Chief.
Wonderful, thank you.
So season 3, yep, gets underway today. It's quite exciting actually. It's felt like it's been a bit of a long break, so looking forward to getting back into this.
Yeah, and even though we've had quite a long break, there's a lot of known faces here. We've had Icewind and Crystal drive quite a few F2 races already last season, and there's a few new reserve drivers, but I think the grid is looking kind of similar to last season. Oh, and there come the disqualifications. McKendry invalidated his lap, so that's futuristic.
Here we go. Looks like Icewind is going to take the very first pole of the season.
Yeah, Icewind's been really quick in these F2 cars before. Gonna be interesting to see how he does in the race. I think he's had a few upsets last season where he couldn't quite get the points that he had the pace for. But
Crystal's doing really well actually. They're in second position as well. And Joel I think came into the season last season a bit of a newcomer to F2 and actually struggled for pace in some races. So great to see him up in third position there.
Oh, and Pretorius down in 9th.
Yeah,
Pretorius had been dominating last season, so not quite defending his championship yet, but we'll see what he can do in the race.
I think my predictions would kind of be sort of Icewind and Pretorius would be the two big sort of Titan names in this season. Crystal's up there as well.
By the way, McKendry,
consistency is on point.
McKendry and Dragon, who were P2 and 3 last season, they're down in 19th and 20th, so they're going to work their way up during the race now. That's also going to be very interesting to watch.
Oh, it's looking overcast as well. It looks grey.
It does look grey, but it doesn't look like it's close to raining yet. But yeah, anything can happen with the weather here.
So we prepare ourselves then as we wait for everybody to load in, and then the first race of the season will get underway. Really looking forward to this.
Yeah.
Always so much action as well, and it's so quick fire too. It's like it's really difficult to commentate on, but I love it. So Justin has updated us. It is a dry race, unfortunately.
Oh, that's a shame.
But,
I would have loved to see a wet race here.
It is. It's nice to see
season
the
opener.
changeables weather. Yeah.
I'm very interested to see whether the drivers have been practicing more this season, because we know there have been a few messy races and even a few kind of unclean races in the last season. So I'm wondering if maybe people were told to drive a bit more careful and maybe practice a bit more as a result.
We've got a real mix of tyres then. Looks like we've, it's not quite, but we almost have a 50-50 split between soft and medium.
Yeah, a lot of cars at the back starting on the medium, but also Sachanid is up in 7th place.
Icewind taking us around on the formation lap. There's something funny going on towards the back of the grid there. I'm not entirely sure what that is. A bit of bunching up going on there, but
it also just looked like it was snowing. I'm not sure what happened. There must have been sparks flying from off the back of some car. I don't think it's snowing. That would be an interesting addition, though.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that. I wonder if we will ever get that, because I'm sure it's happened actually before in real life.
Probably did happen, but I would imagine it happened quite a while ago then, because I'm pretty sure they're really careful about not having snow nowadays.
A couple guys having a few issues making it round to the start there. I see.
Yep.
A lot of people going wide. Max Spilt's spinning out now as well. Actually, he spun earlier on the sort of straight after the DRS straight. So
interesting. Icewind managed to also get himself disqualified, so he's gonna have a bit colder tires than the cars behind him.
Cold tyres and formation lap, first lap of the season, hardest lap of the race, some say. So this is why.
I mean, we're kind of used to this at this point, because for some reason in these F2 cars it seems to be really easy to get disqualified on the formation lap. We've seen a lot of that happening, or just people spinning on the formation lap as well.
Incredibly tricky to, especially if you've got no assist as well. Like the rear wheels spin up quite easily. Plus, you can also, I think it's like you can lock the rear wheels up really easily on these cars compared to the F1 cars, and of course that will put you around as well. So, yeah, it's easily done. It's a tricky thing to keep on top of. So we line up on the grid.
And I think the last car is just now pulling into a slot.
Some minor ghosting there as he gets in position. And We are lined up. I think we are ready to go. We are. We have Icewind on the lead there. We've got 2 lights coming on, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and the first race of the season is go after a minor bit of lag. And Icewind looks like he's got a really good position start there. It looks like, I think that's Joel that was just behind him, has actually managed to get alongside him. Icewind now falling back a little bit. We've got Crystals is right up there in the front as well, and he's spun!
That's a spin.
Right out already. Icewind retakes the lead again. A little bit wiggly coming out the first corner there. He's now under attack from, I can't actually tell who that is.
I think that's Legend. Legend is
funny.
going for the lead. Everybody seems to be ghosting for me, but yeah, I think Legend just took the lead from Icewind there. Wonderful overtake. And Aceboy also looking really good now.
There's a bit of carbon fiber flying in the background there as it came around the first corner as well, so somebody's damaged a bit of the front wing there, which is going to hurt a little bit. We watch these guys making their way around. No major spins or anything just yet though, and just a little bit of bumping perhaps somewhere towards the back.
Well, some would call Crystal being a major spin, but yeah.
Oh,
apart from that,
just as I say that.
Oh,
Dragon
and there goes
spun
Dragon.
Yeah,
That's a shame.
yeah, and good tyres. That's
he had a good
unusual.
chance to. Yeah, and well, he did start on the mediums, so he would have had to go on the softs, I guess, and that wouldn't have been very optimal for him. But yeah, always a good chance of a safety car in F2. We've had races where about half of the laps were on their safety car, so.
I think the timing tower has sort of sorted itself out.
Yeah, I think it's sorted itself out, so
patch, actually, but it looks okay.
I think the stage where it doesn't work is shorter now, but it's not fixed for sure.
Yeah. Oh, as it goes haywire again. But yeah, no, Legend, a really, really good start there. So he's come from quite a way back, actually, to take the lead in the very first lap there. So incredibly good driving from him.
Talking about coming from quite a way back here, Pretorius just kind of took the inside there on Joel in turn 1 and took I think it's 4th position there. So yeah, good overtake from Pretorius. He's been making his way up already.
So he's obviously pushing to get back up towards the front there. And he must have just had a bit of a moment or gone wide or something on the quali lap to be that far down. But Ocean Chief saying last to first, easy.
I mean, if you can do it somewhere,
Dragon.
if you can do it somewhere, you can do it in F2.
This is true. This is true.
I think we've actually seen it in the last to first here. Was it Crystal?
It may well have been. I want to say it was.
Yeah, somebody's done a first to. Somebody's done a last to first. So there's also been people who've done a first to last. So yeah.
Yeah,
do
that's
both.
true. So yeah, Icewind already building. Legend building a very good lead there already over Icewind.
Yeah, Legend doing very
over a
well
second
here.
ahead now. So DRS will be enabled on this lap, I believe, or when they cross the start-finish line. But Icewind not going to be able to be close enough to take advantage of that yet.
And I don't think Legend has done too many F2 races with
there's
us.
the spin at the back. That's Neber or the Hammer just going around there, coming into the last little complex here. It's unfortunate for him. I think this is his. I don't think this is his first race in F2. I think he did a few reserve races before, but yep, no spin on the start line. So yeah, tricky cars to handle sometimes. Like say the locking up of the rear tires is difficult to deal with in some cases.
Oh, and I think we're seeing an attack from Icewind on from Aceboy on Icewind.
There's contact at the back there. We had there's a Zyken, I think, back row and possibly Futuristic.
Oh,
might be getting that wrong. We're going 3 wide coming down there, and they've all they've touched him. That's a yellow full course flag. Who is that then? Is that going to be that's a VSC? Okay, I thought for a second that might be a safety car, but it's not.
Yeah, it never shows it to me either, so really hard to tell when the safety car starts. But we've seen a very close battle here between Icewind and Aceboy, and Pretorius has also been trying to get in on the action there.
Yep, as the race calms itself down a little bit now, everyone gets a wee bit of a breather before they get going again. So yeah, I'm not sure quite what happened at the back there. I was just you're commentating on the front there. It was a Zyken, and I think like say back row and somebody else was 3 wide coming onto the second DRS straight. Of course, that 3 wide into the next corner didn't quite work, and one touched another, and now we are where we are. It looks like there's another Crystal's going suspiciously slow back there as well, which looked a bit odd. I'm trying to look at back row's missing his front wing, so he was definitely involved in that 3-car pile-up.
Oh, and so is Crystal. Crystal very much missing a front wing and spinning around as well.
Yeah,
I think
of course.
those tires might be a bit hot.
Hammer choosing to continue with a missing end plate. So he goes round again. Oh, that could well be...
Oh, and we're starting again. I'm missing the action.
Oh
I've
no,
been
backroll
distracted.
speeds.
Oh yeah, we're seeing battles here between Pretorius and Aceboy. Pretorius, as I said, was getting close to that battle in front, and now he's taken third place off Aceboy. So Pretorius up into the podium positions, and he's about to fight Icewind as well. Icewind 3 seconds behind the leader, by the way. Legend getting a really good gap here. Doing a very good job there, driving out front.
Icewind under tremendous amounts of pressure now. Pretorius looks like he was going to have a look into the chicane here.
And Pretorius
Thinks
also
better
getting
of it.
close to this battle now. So it's... And so is Justin, actually. So it's a 5-way fight for P2.
This is getting very dicey very quickly. We'll try and keep an eye on this as we go around. We see some more penalties popping in. I think that's Joel just picked up a penalty.
Yeah.
That's going to hurt him. Somebody else running incredibly wide at the back there. That was Justin, actually went way off the track and back on again. So that's, I would assume he's got a warning for that. Oh, and a big lockup from Icewind there coming into the second to last hairpin. That's going to help Pretorius no end. We'll see if Pretorius can get a run on him.
Oh, now Pretorius
Right,
getting a
so
little
one
lockup
up.
there. Aceboy not getting the optimal line here. He's quite a bit behind the other two. And Pretorius now, with that DRS assistance, can he take Icewind? He thinks better of it. No, he decided not to make the
and
Icewind locks up!
sideways. Just
Yeah, I
holds
think that
onto
was
it.
a big rear
incredibly well
lockup.
held. Yep. Did
And
very
now
well to hang
Aceboy
on
has
to
the
that.
DRS. Aceboy going around the outside here, trying. And a 5-second penalty for Futuristic and Zig as they pull into the pits.
They are Icewind and Aceboy still side by side now.
Yeah, Icewind still
Coming into his
trying to
fast
hang on
left.
here. And Joel is right behind them. They're really just 2 tenths apart. Right on this tail.
Fantastic action in front here.
And now
There's a spin
Justin
for
is
the
getting in
pack.
on the action. Justin is trying to take that position from Joel now.
You see it was Hammer having a small spin there towards the middle of the first sector there, but gets underway. He's actually missing his other end plate now as well, so I'm going to assume he's going to have to pit as McKender picks up a 3-second time penalty now as well.
By the way, McKender has been making up quite some positions here from the start. I think McKender started at the back, so now P9. Must have been a few good laps from him then.
Yep, so we've got a couple of little pockets and a couple of little duels all the way up and down the grid here, but the main one is this fight for second position. Pretorius is now pitting as is Icewind.
So Icewind and Aceboy as well. Joel and Justin are staying out, and so is Legend in the lead. Only 4 laps on the soft tires, that's interesting.
Yeah, I didn't realise it'd fall off this quickly, but
I think if you're fighting that much, then that might well help them. And I think they've been locking up quite a bit in the last few laps, so those front tires must have been really hot.
And Zod looks like he's had a spin towards the back of the track here, just coming off that chicane. I think he,
Yeah,
looks
I think
like he
he
must
stood
have
at the
gone
side of the
onto the. I think he maybe gone onto that sausage curb, and that's unsettled the car and put him round.
Yeah.
But he retires from the race. He becomes our second retirement today.
Yeah, so a lot of drivers are pitting now, going from the softs onto the mediums. And I think we might actually be looking at a really good position for Sahanidis here. He started on the mediums, and I think the mediums could go quite a bit longer than the softs here, especially if you're not fighting, and Sahanidis is driving in clean air right now.
Yeah, he's been taking full advantage of everybody else's misfortune. It's been a bit of a turbulent race so far, a couple spins, couple bumps, bit of damage
And also
here,
he's catching up to the front. He's catching up to the front runners right now. Well, maybe not to Legend. Legend is still going really strong, and Joel and Justin are definitely losing time to him.
Yeah, I wonder at what point Legend is going to pit then, or if he's just going to try and push for although we see this now, he is coming into the pit now, yep, so he's going to pit onto those medium tyres now.
And so is Joel, I think, and Justin as well.
So this will be the remainder of the soft runners, I assume, then will be coming in to switch.
It seems like these soft tires really can't make it more than 5 laps.
Gerla's on his way in now as well. Grenade Goran all still coming in as well. So yeah, all of the soft runners now swapping onto the medium tyre.
Meanwhile, there's a bit of a battle here, a bit further behind, between Larson and Scordo. Scordo, I think, driving his first F2 race here with us, and currently in P12. on fresh medium tires, by the way, so he doesn't have to pit again. Well, unless this is a 2-stop race, who knows? It's a feature race, so it could be possible.
Yeah, it is a very early stop from the soft runners. So yes, we will see as we proceed on with this this race then. So Sassanidis looks like he's got it's an 11-second lead.
So
over
Ace
Max
Boy
Bill. So he's built a nice gap in this in all this situation.
Ace Boy just took his position back from Joel, so Joel managed to do the overcut on Ace Boy, it seems, but Ace Boy had taken that position back now. And Scorda and Lars is still fighting in the back here.
I wonder how long a pit stop is on this track for these guys then. It's I'd be curious to know if Sassanidis will manage to pull off quite a sizable overcut here. He seems to be maintaining that 11-second gap to Max Spilz. Legend is closing the gap, but then we've seen his pace from the very start of the race. We probably expect him to do so. So the question is, can Pretorius do the same thing? Or do the front two manage to get a free stop here just about?
Legend, by the way, only 1.5 seconds ahead of Pretorius now, so Pretorius very much catching up now. Now that Pretorius has passed Icewind, he's really going quickly, but Icewind also still hanging on to the back of Pretorius.
Pretorius will be trying to chase down Legend as quick as he can. He'll want to get into that DRS range just to be able to hang on to him. I'm sure he'll be only too aware of the pace that he had at the start of this race as well. So yeah, Joel getting very close to the back of Ace Boy as well. He's only half a second off him now. But Justin in the mix there as well, so we've got a nice little three-way fight here for 6th position.
Oh, McKendra has gone from the mediums to the softs. So that looks like a 2-stop then. I'm not sure if he picked up wing damage or something, but yeah, he just pitted for the soft tires.
Yep, he's leading a short 3-man train at the minute around the tail end of the first sector. Scorto and Baccarat behind him.
Well, he did just overtake Scorto pretty easily. I think the soft tires are very quick right now, but they're not going to be very quick for too long.
Yeah, could be about 5 to 6 laps or so if the what we saw from the front runners is anything to go by.
Yeah, so he's probably going to have to go for the mediums at the end then.
So just trying to keep an eye on these gaps. Sassanidis is managing to pull a gap on Max Spilz now. The 11-second gap now up to 13 seconds. Legend is still managing to close his gap to Max Spilz.
Pretorius is still 1.7 behind him, so that's staying pretty similar for now. Legend pushing pretty hard, I think, to keep that gap bigger than 1 second.
Yeah, I'm curious to see where Sassanidis will fit back in once he does finally come in for a pit. So far he's doing a really good job of getting that gap increased. There's a bit of a fight going on further down the grid here. We've got 2 duels going on at the minute. We've got Scorto and Bacro currently fighting for 14th position, whilst just behind them we've then got a Zykin and Futuristic are squabbling.
Yeah, I think we might be seeing some moves here in the DRS zone, but Scorto's...
Yeah, Bacro goes for it from quite way back.
Move.
Yep. And he makes it stick as well. That was a very clean pass.
Scorto behind now. I think those...
Futuristic as well. Futuristic on Zykin manages to make that move stick. Of course, both drivers on the softs. So,
exactly, I think these soft tires are really helping right now with the grip. But yeah, they're going to fall off pretty soon as well.
This will be all about trying to make as much ground as possible and clear any traffic as fast as possible as well.
Meanwhile, in the mid-pack, we still have Ace Boy right ahead of Joel and Justin. Those two guys just hanging out in the DRS window of Ace Boy here, trying to stay close. But now Justin is dropping back just a bit, but we might see a move from Joel here, if he gets a good exit, that is.
As they come around the final corner here, Joel looked a bit wide on the entry there, but nothing too scrappy. He does have DRS, of course, from Ace Boy. Justin having DRS from him, as all 3 of them now weave to the inside of the main straight there. Yeah, Joel just biding his time and slowly reeling in Ace Boy. Just keeping an eye on the gap at the front there. Sassanidis has now managed to pull another 1.5 seconds on Max Spilz. Legend still managing to close the gap up as well.
Yeah, I think Legend is closing in on Max Spilz pretty quickly here. We might be seeing a battle there soon. I don't know when the medium runners will have to pit though. Not sure yet, because McKenna did pit from them really early.
We are more than halfway into this race now, so I'm going to assume that it'll be a case of pitting for soft tyres. Probably around lap maybe 13, 14, somewhere around there, if the softs seem to indeed only last for maybe 5 or 6 laps at most.
Yeah, I think 6 laps at the race start would be... Oh, Justin having a moment here. Phew, that was close. Yeah, I think 6 laps would be really hard to do at the start of the race with all the fighting going on, but now maybe you can do 6 laps.
What's going on in Sector 3?
That's
Max Biltz has gone around, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's allowed Pretorius and Legend to get through there, so he's really starting to struggle with his worn out tyres then. We now see the true gap between Sassanidis and Legend at 16.9 seconds. Keep an eye on that, make sure that, well, see if that time's going to continue to increase or not. But he'll be wanting to try and keep that gap as long as he can.
In chat we have Tipsy Bob remembering the past of Formula 2. Yeah, I think that was still on 2019 in F2 Season 1. I think Light Cruiser didn't do any races last season.
I think that would have been a bit before my time. Still a newbie to the league.
Icewind closing in on Max Biltz now. I think Max Biltz tires aren't going to be looking too good after that spin, and should be rather easy for Icewind. Yeah, Icewind's got him
makes
already.
It round the outside on the entry into the chicane. That was a very brave move.
Yeah, I think he had a lot of overspeed there. Max Biltz really struggling to get the grip out of these turns, but also he doesn't really want to pit right now because he's going to have to do 2 more stops then. Well, yeah, he's going to have to do another additional stop at least.
Legend is managing to close the gap to Sassanidis, but it's so slow. Sassanidis doing a really good job of trying to keep it as the biggest it can be, really.
Ace Boy is now the next one on the back of Max Biltz. I think he's just going to keep dropping down on those worn mediums. And yeah, of course, these are the race leaders going past him. Max Biltz hasn't pitted yet, so he's going to drop down a bit once he goes into the pits for the soft tire. Oh, by the way, Justin really close to
Ace
Joel.
Boy going for very nearly. Ace Boy looked like he's going to go for late dive. He is. He's
taking
side by
it
side.
out of the... Yeah, on the exit, he's really...
Doesn't quite make it stick, but he has the DRS again. Now throws it down the inside of the next corner. That looked like he was going to go very wide there, but just about hangs on to it.
Yeah, Max Biltz really gave him a lot of room there. That was clean driving from him.
Joel and Justin now immediately behind him as well. They're going to be putting an immense amount of pressure on him. Joel having a really good race. Justin picks up a penalty.
You should not have said that, yeah. Yeah, he's gone really wide there, but he was trying to really hang on to the backs of Max Biltz, and it might
looks
just...
like he's going to go down the inside of the
they're
chicane.
touching.
Side by side. Wow.
Where are they? Where are they? Angles. There we go. Yeah, Max Biltz down to 8th, well. And Justin is still behind Joel.
Yeah, that was very close to the chicane. But everybody making it through safely by the look of it, no damage.
Oh, Zachinidis is in the pits. Let's see where he comes out.
Yeah, this will be very interesting. Fresh softs as well, so we expect him to be very quick when he comes out. We'll see what kind of a charge.
Oh, that's an early pit stop. He's going to have to do 7 laps. 7 laps on the soft, that's going to be tough. By the way, Pretorius almost in the DRS window of Legend now. He's really close. Really close to that 1 second gap. Also, but further down the grid, for the last few point positions, we now have the teammates of Gola and Crystal fighting.
2 Carlin Motorsport cars there coming down the start-finish straight. Crystal has his DRS, of course, wide open on Gurla. Doesn't seem to be able to close the gap too much at the minute, so...
So Zachinidis has gone out in 7th place now. I think that might actually be where he was before all the pit stops. Oh, Icewind picks up a penalty.
Of course, Sassanidis does have 2 guys up ahead of him who have penalties themselves, so he's looking good for a nice haul of points in his opening race. There's another move going on the start-finish straight in the background. I think that's Futuristic and Azaikin battling it out there.
Yeah,
Futuristic. Azaikin just got past. They're side by side again, though. Just waiting for them to come around the corner down the second DRS straight into the next left-hander. Zyken does have the inside line. Futuristic looked like he was going to try and go around the outside.
Oh,
Top
Justin's
Tim's
getting
behind him.
extremely close now to Joel and P5. They're within 2/10 as well. I'm pretty sure we're going to see a move here soon, or at least an attempt to overtake. Justin just has to hang on here through the long left-hander and then through the last corner. Getting a good exit is really important here, and if he can get that, he can probably make the move stick. Taking a very tight line here through the last corner, and it's looking pretty good for Justin.
Oh, there's a move at the front. There's a move at the front.
Oh yeah, Pretorius has caught.
Legend just wiggles a little bit coming out of the first corner there. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Pretorius might have just got the DRS there and just caught up to the back of Legend, just through that DRS straight there.
So Justin asking for us to show us Zyken and Futuristic are battling out still here as well. We've got battles all the way up and down the grid.
I really don't want to leave this back. Oh, alright, I think I can leave it now because Justin just got a really bad exit out there. So Futuristic now right behind his Zyken in the DRS zone as well. But yeah, not quite close enough to make a move happen yet. There's also still fights a bit further up the grid as well. I think Gorla's oh! I should not have looked at Futuristic. Alright, Ocean Chief, I'm blaming that one on you. That's his fault. he told me to watch him. Right.
It doesn't look like he has any damage though, so he'll just be getting straight back underway again.
That wasn't my fault.
What's that then? A spectator curse? Is that a thing? Can we make that a thing?
It is now. It is now.
So.
And he says, "I'll take it." That might have been planned then. Planned assassinations in Formula 2. That's a new mechanic.
So, to the closer gaps. Oh, actually, we've got.
Crystal's spawn.
Crystal's just got around, yeah. So we're going to get passed by McKender as well, and if he's not. Oh, he's pitting as well, okay.
He's driving through some other cars. Yeah, that's McKender doing a second pit stop then.
Yeah. Well, we kind of expected that because he went on softs very early, didn't he?
Yeah. I think he must have had some kind of damage because otherwise, yeah, and he's retiring.
Seen a move on, this is Crystals and Grenade and Gerla, like squabbling over 9th position at the minute.
Yeah, I think Crystal is really trying to hang on there. He's got the pace, but yeah, he did just spin as well. So those tires aren't going to be too happy about it.
Nope, they are not going to be feeling good right now. Chief saying another feather in the cap of the curse, and it's like, yep, that's all you, buddy. Just trying to keep an eye on the minimap. I'm watching this battle for 9th position, but also trying to keep an eye on the minimap for the leaders who are still within a second of one another as well. They're just about to come onto the DRS straight again.
Pretorius very much in that DRS window, so he's going to catch up on this straight, and I think he's going to have to try to catch up on the first straight and then try to make a move on the second straight. Because yeah, he's not getting close enough to Legend here. I think Legend has really got the line through. Oh, 3 seconds for Crystal. I think Legend has really got the line through the last corner down, so it's going to be hard to overtake him on the first DRS straight.
Definitely, and awkwardly enough, my game has just crashed.
Oh yeah, that doesn't help with commentating. But
no,
I'm
it does
sure
not.
you'll be back soon.
I will leave you in charge for a second.
By the way?
Yes, please, just in case.
I'm just watching a battle here for 1 second. Alright, Justin really close to Joel here, but doesn't quite make anything happen with it. Oh, they're so close to each other. You can see it, and oh, they're side by side into the quick left-hander. Oh, and that was risky. That was a risky move, but just about left enough space there. And Justin moves up into 5th place. Yeah. Oh. That was a scary move there, but yeah, it seems to have worked out.
Looked incredibly close there. They're giving giving each other plenty of respect and plenty of space, which is yeah, great racing from both of them. Watching with a little bit of delay because I'm just keeping an eye on the stream.
Yeah, so that battle's been happening for. Oh, and Sachanidis is now right behind them, and he's on fresh softs. Sachanidis, I'm sure it's going to be quite a bit quicker than the other two guys. Oh, and Justin has a big lock-up. That's going to allow Joel to catch back up. But he does catch it, and Joel is now behind him on the DRS straight. so is Sachinidis. Sachinidis within 3/10 here.
Okay, I am back in the
Justin
action.
going for a very wide line here to get a good exit, but I'm not sure if it's going to be enough. Oh, Sachinidis.
Oh, Pretorius and Legend are fighting hard now. Pretorius is all over the back of him. They're side by side coming around the first
you
corner.
can see them taking.
It looks like they're going to be possibly be side by side again coming into this back straight. Pretorius is getting a massive toll. There's the yellow flag at the end of sector 3.
Oh, he's going left and right, trying to find a line that he can take past Legend, but Legend is really planting his car in the middle of the track here.
Because Pretorius will want to get past as quick as possible. If he feels he has the speed on Legend, he does not want to be getting held up because Icewind can and will catch them.
Well, meanwhile, Gola making the move on Crystal now again. Those two teammates still fighting in the back. Well, I say at the back, but they're still fighting for the point positions.
That's Hammer having an unfortunate spin at the beginning of the start-finish straight there. There's some toasty tyres right now, he'll not be enjoying that. Seeing another move here, we've got Zykan and Skorto now, so teammates are actually battling it out coming into the first sector here.
Oh,
so nice
Pretorius extremely close to Legend here, really being careful to stay right behind him, but now on the DRS straight, I think that might be a possible move for him.
Yep, Legend immediately on the defensive there, over onto the inside line. Pretorius with his DRS wide open, he's going to have to go around the outside if he wants to try anything.
Oh, and he switches back to the inside, but not quite close enough, not quite close enough. But now on the
DRS again now.
Yeah, opening the DRS a bit so to not get that wheel spin out of the first turn, and now he's really close again, trying to take the outside line, but it's not quite enough to make an overtake happen. Yeah, they're really fighting now.
Defending here, yeah, Legend is
last
really
2 laps, by the way.
well.
Only two laps left, so... Oh!
It looked like they were going to go side by side again.
Pretorius really looking to that inside line, really trying to get past somewhere, but there's just no space to go.
There's another pass for position further down. There's Gerla manages to get past Grenade Gore, and we're going to stick with this battle at the front.
Oh, are we? Oh.
Well, I guess so, are we? I don't know.
I'm spectating Sachinidis here right now, because he's on the softs, but he's still stuck behind Justin and Joel, who are battling each other. Just jumping back and forth between these two battles, because there's a lot of stuff happening on track
so
right now.
difficult to cover everything. But yeah, Sachinidis, as you say, he's on the soft tyres there, so he'll be making moves and wanting to get past this traffic as quick as he can. We're coming around onto the start-finish straight again with the leaders, so we're going to see another attempt possibly by Pretorius here. Looks like he's a bit further back this time round, so he's got a bit more ground to cover. He does have DRS wide open and is closing that gap. I don't think it's going to be enough on this occasion.
Oh, he's gone to the inside. Just thinking about making a move
Oh,
there.
he
Oh,
is. He's
and
done
Legend
it.
leaves him the space, and he's going. Oh, he's gone past him. Yeah, Legend left the space there, and Pretorius just took that open.
And Legend
door
immediately on the offensive to
Oh.
try and take it back again. It looks like he's going to swing the car in early as quick as he could there and get the inside.
Oh,
he's
and Legend
very
goes wide. And that's
And
3
it's a
seconds for
penalty.
him.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's it over for him.
Yeah.
That's gonna be second place, I'm sure. Pretorius isn't gonna allow himself to get a penalty here.
All the while, though, Icewind is catching, so I'm just going to have a quick look at penalties. Yeah, Legend and Icewind both have 3 seconds, so they are racing for position. If Legend needs to get his head back down and focus on just keeping clean now for the rest of the race and avoid going wide anywhere else, because Icewind is right there and ready to pounce.
Oh, he does still want to take the first position on track, though. You can tell he's really trying to stay close to Pretorius and take advantage of any little mistake that he makes. A bit further down, by the way, this three-way fight between Justin, Joel, and Sachinidis is still going on, but they have very different situations regarding penalties, because Justin has 9 seconds and Joel also has 6 seconds. So that's what's going to determine the finishing order here.
So Pretorius looks like he's going to just about hang in there, comes over the line for the final time, and makes it. So that's the first win of the season goes to Pretorius. Legend picking up 2nd position there. Icewind hangs on to 3rd.
Yeah, Pretorius really starting this season just as strong as he's ended the last one. Just really strong race, hanging on to Legend until the very end, and he really wanted to get past him there. You could tell that he really was trying to look for a way to get past.
From 9th position.
Oh, by the way,
Gola
Gola and Crystal. Oh, Gola and Crystal fighting it out. until the finish line, and Gurla taking P9 at the end. I think Crystal gone a bit wide there and made a bit of a mistake. So yeah, Gurla beating his teammate here. Crystal, of course, with a spin at the start of the race. And I think his tires were also a bit hot for quite a bit of the race there because of the other spin a bit later. So Gurla really taking advantage of that for, I think it's 2 points in the feature race. Yeah. And now for the sprint race, we're of course going to have the reverse grid. So Larson taking the pole position for the... I think Larson has done that quite a few times now. Taking P8 in the feature race so he can start first in the second race.
Tactical finish position there, perhaps.
Well, I don't think he I don't think he tactically started finished about 10 seconds away from everybody else, but yeah, definitely looking good for him in the second race, and I think he's been pretty good at holding these faster drivers behind anyway.
Absolutely. So Sassanidis actually made that strategy work very well for him. I'm not actually sure where he started from, but I feel like he was quite far down. He was 2 positions down, so he started in 7th then.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I'm quite impressed with where he finished. Honourable mention as well to Joel. Like I say, he was fairly kind of fresh face coming into the F2 season last season. And did seem to struggle now and again, but he's had a really solid race here to get that 6th position. Yeah, just overall, very good opening first race. Very enjoyable.
Yeah, I'd say pretty clean. There really hasn't been any big incidents between cars, which is really refreshing to see after last season. Yeah, really good race. Fun to watch, and I'd imagine that one was fun to drive as well for most of these drivers.
Game awarding the driver of the day for the first race there to Pretorius.
I mean, Pretorius did come to P1 from pretty far back, I think.
Yeah, he had an incredible drive today. It's interesting to see if he can hold that form for the second race now. Of course, he has it all to do again now, starting in 8th, so...
That's going to be very interesting here in Hungary, because it's going to make quite a difference where you're starting in Hungary.
Yeah, of course, we're going to have a much shorter race now as well, and Hungary doesn't always lend itself to lots of overtaking, although we did see quite a few in this feature race. Usually overtaking is limited just to the main start-finish straight and occasionally the second DRS zone. So yeah, I mean, the guys are going to be quite bunched up, very similar cars, these will be you know, fighting it out basically as much as they can and squabbling for those 3 positions within the tight window of laps that they have.
By the way, Makander and Dragon are going to start in 18th and 20th again, so going to be interesting to see whether they can make anything happen this time. It seems like they both had some kind of issue in the feature race, so maybe in the sprint race we can see some more action from them.
Yeah, of course we did see Makander retiring with wing damage, I think. Came into the pit and called it a day in the feature race, so yeah, we'll see what he can claw back.
Oh, and Niebuhr's lost connection, it seems.
I shall try and remedy that immediately. So as soon as we get past this loading screen. Oh, this is bad. So
What's happened?
I may have done a U by accident from last season.
Oh no!
Remember.
Oh yes! Yes, you have! Oh,
This is bad.
Oh, it's waiting for you to ready up. Oh no!
This
Wait,
is bad.
Does
this
that mean we just took a
Hammer can't
racing
get
seat
in?
of? Oh, I'm not sure. Wait, I can invite him actually here.
Can you?
Yeah. 1 second. If I have him, yeah, I do. Okay. I think we should be good because there's technically 22 race seats here. Yeah, so well, have fun commentating from the back of the field then.
Okay, so just ignore me for that while. I'm going to try and do this on a gamepad. Now, I've never driven on a gamepad. It's usually wheel and pedals for me, so...
I think I did the last one on the keyboard, so I think you should be good. We're just going to watch here at the back of the grid.
No, you're not.
Looking like a pretty good start there from you, Boosted.
I'm going to very quickly turn assist on as well.
Yeah, technical issues, they happen sometimes, but we're going to focus on the front, I think.
I can't believe I did that. Because
It
it never
is
normally
really
matters,
easy
and
to do.
it's so easy because in the F1 games you never ever need to do that because it's just the one race. You just quickly jump back in, ready up, and away you go. But
And also you don't have 22 cars, so
No.
it's really hard to get one of these race scenes accidentally. But in F2 it happens really quickly.
yeah, very tricky cars to drive. These they're quite a different animal from the F1 cars. They're very laggy, so your inputs they feel quite a bit slower somehow. The cars are nowhere near as twitchy as what your F1 cars would normally be. So yeah, I mean these guys have got quite a talent being able to tame these things. Looks like everyone's actually doing very well and keeping it quite clean as well. So no spins, no disqualifications here on the opening lap. Everyone making it through very cleanly.
Everyone, by the way, also on the medium tires, which was to be expected. I don't think anybody wants to do a pit stop here in the feature race, and I believe the mediums can do those 14 laps. I think we had a few drivers who have done 14 laps on the mediums in the sprint, in the feature race as well.
I myself also opting apparently by default to go into medium tire as well, so definitely seems to be the one to go for.
Oh,
Ocean Chief is screaming for tire information. I don't know if you're displaying
yes,
that.
I have just enabled those as I started talking about them. I don't think there's much to talk about actually. There's.
How do you pad drivers do this? This is so difficult.
Well, there you go. Now we know how hard it is to drive these cars. Some inside information for all of you.
I still have to do another lap like this as well. This is horrible.
Yes.
Why? Why Codemasters?
Yeah, so we might see something happening at the very back of the track now, but yeah, here we go. It's 3 lights, 4, 5 lights, and we're off to the race. Pretty good start from Larson, I think, from P1. And behind that, I think we're seeing some battles already. There's a bit of ghosting at the back.
Oh, that's
yeah, Larson
so
keeps
Zod,
P1 there, but
Zod
there's
has
an
just
attack.
exploded on the start-finish straight.
I
somehow.
saw something happening at the back.
That was very
I wasn't sure
strange.
what that was. So, somebody's attacking. Justin's attacking Larson. I think Justin is taking P1 here. And behind that, quite a few battles. I think Aceboy is making up positions, and so is Pretorius, I believe. I don't know because the timing screen is being the timing screen. But
Hammer and Futuristic are having a really good fight at the back. There's a car gone left into the wall there. Grenade Goran has lost it at the end of this first sector there.
Yeah, just going straight into the wall there.
So yeah, a few good battles, a few good little battles happening in the back here. With Futuristic and Hammer really fighting it out. As Icon was getting involved as well. Somebody goes wide, and there's a safety car out.
Oh, there is. Yeah,
Wow.
full safety car, full safety car.
We have 3 drivers.
Who was
So
that?
it's
That
going
was
to take even
Zod.
longer to get back to the pits now, but yeah.
There was 2 cars who just completely lost it there.
It's a bit strange. So I think it was Zod. Was it Zod that disappeared to begin with? So he was on the start-finish straight, and it looked like he kind of hit nothing. It reminded me that we had an incident in a Tier 4 race or a Tier 3 2 SRL race, I forget, in France, where somebody came down the start-finish straight, hit something that nobody else could see, and yeah, car just exploded on the start-finish straight. It was very odd, and that incident reminded me very much of that. So I wonder if there's a bug or something, or a car that the rest of us couldn't see. And then, of course, yeah, coming around towards the tail end of the first sector there, we saw Grenade Goran just somehow just spears left straight into the wall and straight up and over it almost. It was yeah, very
here
odd.
we see a car going into the pits, and it's Boosted Miss.
Yep, I'm gonna try not to make a fool of myself here.
And it's not a penalty. Well done. Good race.
And I'm gonna retire from session. There we go. Okay, I'm back in the commentary booth. That was quick.
Man, you really jumped up here.
Terror there, just making us aware they're boosted in P10 despite commentating at the time. Yeah, I'm just that good, Terror. That's just how I do.
Yeah, and you even managed to get to P10 without even overtaking anybody. So very impressive there.
Genuinely, you get a very good view of the back of the race there. So all the small fights you see at the back there, you get a phenomenal view from on board. Maybe we should do it more often.
We really should. I think there's a bit too much of a risk of it causing issues though. Not sure if we actually want to. Oh, by the way, Aceboy lost 3 positions at the start to Pretorius, Legend, and somebody else. I believe it might have been Icewind.
On the plus
so
side,
these guys making up their way.
I can't be responsible for the safety car, thankfully. I mean, that was something we were worried about last season when this happened to you, and
Yeah, that's true.
for a second we thought, oh god, are we going to pull a safety car right now by retiring? But yeah.
So it seems like these sprint races in F2 are really just magnets for safety cars. Have we ever even had a sprint race without any safety car laps? I'm not even sure.
I think we have. It's almost to be expected though, like I say, with it being such a short race, these guys know that it's just a short race, so they know they're going to have to, make every second count. So
Yeah.
it's almost like being at the end of a race in a weird way, if that makes any sense at all.
By the way, please don't be mad at me in stream chat. I'm gonna show the position changes now because everybody's on mediums anyway. So let me know if you need them later on, but I don't think anybody is planning to pit anytime soon.
Justin looks very keen to be getting underway again. He keeps pulling almost level with this safety car, which is a dangerous game to be playing.
Yeah, I think the safety car in this game is made out of just steel. It's a block of steel, and as soon as you touch it, you'll explode just as much as Zod did on the start-finish straight.
Yep. Yeah, he needs to be very careful here. He keeps pulling level with it, but so far everybody getting around cleanly behind the safety car. There's no bumps or anything, of course. That's one thing you really want to avoid. That will give you a penalty and the driver you hit, or vice versa. So good to be careful here.
Two winners of the start here are McKenna and Dragon, as was kind of to be expected, given how good they are in these F2 cars. They both gained 5 positions, and McKenna is now already well on his way towards the points positions.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, benefiting there greatly from all the action that's happened already. Guys are starting to warm their tyres up a little bit again there. I see Justin's weaving quite violently left to right, so
yeah, I think some of these guys are expecting the safety car to pull on this lap, which would be great because these sprint races are short enough already.
Yeah, we have a habit of having to wait somehow longer than what we feel is necessary sometimes. But there we go, yeah. Excellent. We are going to be racing again shortly. Justin now bunches up the group.
Ocean Chief now telling me, tire info! No, I'm sorry, not like that.
Yeah, that's not how it works. There's a word there that's missing, and we are the gods of this game, so...
Exactly. Maybe try next time. Yeah, Justin backing everybody up. Not too much actually, but we'll see.
Oh, that looked a bit
really
sketchy.
warming up those tires.
Yeah. So how long is he going to back up for? When is he going to go for it? Looks like he's taking it easy around the last corner here. He's still weaving. He's going to...
Oh, he's going to wait longer. He's going to wait.
He's leaving.
And I think he's gone. He's gone.
Away.
Oh, and I think there was some overtakes before the start-finish line there.
And look how backed up everybody is behind him. There's 3-4 wide coming into the first corner now.
Aceboy having trouble here, or is it Sachinidis?
Oh, Icewind.
Very big trouble. Oh.
Icewind round the outside of 2 or 3 of them into the first corner. That's Pretorius and Aceboy he's fighting with. There's a yellow flag in the first sector, so somebody has lost out there.
The top two are. Yeah, I think there's 2 cars that gone around Crystal and McKender. So those two, the big losers of this safety car restart. Yeah, I think it was Icewind trying to take a position. Well, not maybe trying to take a position, but somebody ahead of him just braked before the start-finish line. So he probably got an illegal overtake and had to brake, and so everybody behind just
concertinaed up a bit there then.
Yeah. And Crystal also getting 3 seconds now.
Yeah, he's carrying wing damage as well, so I'd assume he's probably run wide somewhere and picked up that penalty as a result. Okay, so I'm going to assume this is going to be a retirement coming up.
Well, either that or he thinks he's going to beat those 10-second penalties.
This is true, this could also be a possibility.
Pretorius here close to Icewind. Pretorius really wants to make his way up the field. He's already passed Aceboy, I think, before the restart. I think he's actually lost a position at the restart. I'm not sure though, because the restart was a bit of a mess. I think Legend made up positions. And Legend is on his way to P1 now.
Quite a few moves being done there in that opening restart. Pretorius, as you say, very close to the back of Icewind now, does have a little peak, but thinks better of it. Crystals comes into the pit, and yeah, there's the retirement as we expected.
Icewind keeping a very careful line here. Oh, and somebody ahead of Yeah, Max Pilz is also in the pits.
Oh, and there's some passing going on further back there as well. That's a Zykin being
Icewind.
passed by Hammer.
Oh, Icewind just almost slid into the back of a Legend there. I'm not sure what happened. But Pretorius is now extremely close to the back of Icewind. Yeah, I think Icewind might have tried to make an overtake there, but had too much speed.
Futuristic as well now, making a move on a Zykin. So yeah, the distinct two groups now. You've got a front group and a back group, and both of them are fighting very, very hard. Well, there's going to be a move into the chicane here from Dragon on the back row. He does think better of it, slots himself back in again. It's probably a wise choice for that
Yeah, these
corner.
guys are really eager to get past Scordo, and Scordo is losing a lot of time to the front group there.
Yep. Back rows all over the back of him, sends it round the outside.
Oh, and they touched really hard.
Corner.
Ah.
Wow.
That
How
didn't
did they
look too
manage to
clean
hang
from
on to
back row
that?
there. But Dragon now getting in on the action, and Dragon trying to take the outside line around back row.
Dragon
And now
now
on the inside, but
goes
Scordo
round the
breaks
outside.
really early. Oh.
Sorry, there's back row on the outside there.
Yeah,
on the
back row
inside
now
after the last
got
corner.
the inside line for the last corner, and so does Dragon. And they both seem to go past Scordo for now. And
Meanwhile,
DRS has
Pretorius-
been enabled now.
Pretorius did look like he was close to Icewind there as well, but again, just hangs back. He'll be waiting for the DRS, I assume, on the next lap.
Yeah, on the next
Meanwhile,
lap.
at the back,
Ooh,
that's
Scordo's
Dragon
trying to take the
Scotto.
position back from Dragon, yeah. And he does actually, but not for long, I think. Yeah, Dragon getting a better run out of the corner here.
Yeah, watch out, because Hammer's now sending it round the outside.
Ooh, and I think
And he's
Scordo
still
just
there,
touched
yeah.
Dragon.
Hammer's
And
like gonna be
something's
the
happening to
inside of
Gola.
Scotto.
Something's happened to Gola. He's going really slowly.
Gola's car looks intact, so I don't think he has any damage anywhere. I'm not sure if he's maybe run wide somewhere perhaps and caught out a little bit. This pack is incredibly tight at the back here.
And so is it at the front, actually. Pretorius is still extremely close to Icewind. Those two have been fighting for quite a bit now. And ahead of them, Larson, Joel, and Legend, also a three-way fight.
Hammer looks like he's going to try and possibly take Scott on the outside again here. Doesn't quite make it.
Oh, and I think he's running
also
to the back
close.
of him. I'm not sure. I'm
Scott
not
goes
sure what I'm seeing here. I think
goes
Scordo...
offensive and Hammer goes down the outside of him. He round the outside on the...
Oh, and Scordo
so
spins!
Scott's
He's around.
Yeah.
Yeah, and into the wall. That's a front wing broken. Yeah, I think a bit of the issue here was that Scordo was braking a bit earlier than the other guys, so they weren't expecting him to brake early and just kind of kept nudging him into the corners.
Yeah. It got a bit dicey there, so looks like
There's
they've
now
spaced out a
McKendler.
little bit now, so things have calmed down a little bit at the back, which means we can have a look towards the front again here.
McKendler has just retired in the pits, I believe. And Scordo
Yeah.
now pitting for a front wing.
I think McKendall was struggling a little bit. He had a couple spins there.
Now Legend is really trying to get past Joel for P2. That three-way fight is turning into a bit more of a two-way fight with Icewind losing a bit of time.
Torres has just set a purple first sector as well, so he is charging. It looked like he was having a peek on Icewind into the chicane there.
Oh,
Somebody
and he
has a
gets
rev
good
bug,
rhythm.
which is incredibly irritating, but we're going to go with it.
Icewind is really good here at keeping the line through the corners. He's been doing his best to keep Pretorius behind and not giving him any chance to take a better line through any of these corners. Especially in turn 1, I think there's been a few times where Pretorius was extremely close to the back of him, but Icewind just takes that perfect line through the corner and Pretorius doesn't have anywhere to overtake him.
Justin doing a phenomenal job at controlling the pace at the front there. He's managing to build that gap on Joel now, so he's out of DRS range. Trying to capitalise on that as much as possible. Joel, however, will be coming under 5 from Legend very shortly.
Yeah,
Legend
so
does
Joel
have
the
DRS.
only one here that doesn't have the
Oh,
DRS.
Legend
Oh,
decides
Legend
to go
is going around the outside. Yeah, that was a brave move there, and he's
They're still
keeping
side
the
by
outside.
side.
Yeah. And now he's got
So,
the inside, so he can send it down the inside, I guess. And Joel staying on the outside. I think somebody just touched the grass there.
Looks like they keep touching tyres slightly. Legend looks like he's going to hold the position. Joel is
Legend
not
still
giving up
holding
though.
that outside there. Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
and now it's a
Icewind, where's
four-way
he
fight.
come
Oh,
from?
they're almost three-way wide through the fast turn.
Oh no, Icewind spun out as a result.
Yeah, I think that was just a few too many cars next to each other there.
Yeah.
I don't think there was any way that was going to end well.
2 into 3
And now
into
Dragon
that corner
retires
doesn't
in the
work.
pits. Yeah, so only 15 cars left now.
Just going to keep an eye here. The Dams boys are fighting each other pretty hard now. Pretorius is all over the back of his teammate Joel. They'll be hoping for a clean pass somewhere. I don't know if we're going to see maybe a bit of team orders here or not.
Pretorius staying very careful behind Joel. He wants to leave enough space for sure, especially on his teammate.
Yeah, I really don't want to be bumping your buddies off. As the Legend have a massive moment coming out of that corner there, very sideways. Holds onto it just. So, this is benefiting Justin really, really well now. Gap from first to second now up to nearly 2.5 seconds.
Pretorius getting that double toe and taking the inside line into turn 1. I don't think Joel can defend too much there, but Pretorius taking a bit of a slower line.
Oh, is Joel going to lose out another position here though? Aceboy looks like he's going to try and come down the middle
Joel
of them.
Keeps the inside line. Joel still hangs on to it, and now Aceboy is attacking Pretorius. And back we go to the both Dams cars battling. Pretorius still trying to make the overtake happen, but he's gonna hang back for now and maybe try again on the start-finish straight.
So yeah, no love lost between these two. They are fighting it out all the way. Just keeping an eye on that front gap. It still seems to be roughly around the same. It's still at 2.3 to 2.5 seconds that Justin has over Legend. Legend will be pushing like daft to try and close that. But here we go now, Pretorius once again.
Oh, Gorla getting a penalty while fighting.
Yeah, easily done back there. He's trying desperately to get past Backrow, who's ahead of him at the minute.
I think Pretorius is losing a lot of time from staying behind Joel here. I think he really needs to make that pass happen if he wants to get into the higher podium positions.
Yeah, absolutely. This is really hurting his progress. Oh, he's a little bit wide there, Carl.
Oh, but Joel doesn't have the DRS this lap, and I think that might be the pass. Yeah, Joel is too far back from Legend now to get the DRS. Oh, but they're still fighting. Still side by side. He's not giving up, and he's back ahead of Pretorius.
Pretorius looks like he's going to try and go around the outside of this corner now, but he's wide, and this is going to let Aceboy come into the mix. Aceboy he keeps looking like he's ever so close just to throw it down the inside of Pretorius. He needs to be so careful here. This is not a comfortable race for Pretorius right now. He's under pressure from Aceboy behind him, and he knows he needs to get past Joel as quick as he can.
Yeah, because Aceboy is really looking like he wants to launch an attack very soon. He's now a lot closer to Pretorius than he was last lap.
Yep. And he keeps having a look as well, so you can bet your boots he's not going to hang around. But once again, as we come into this final sector, Pretorius immediately behind Joel. There's been barely 0.2 of a second between them for the majority of the last few laps.
Pretorius almost weaving behind Joel there, just
trying
to
and Joel pulls over to one side, and Pretorius looked like he's going to go down the inside, but it doesn't look like it's as straightforward a move as I thought it would be. They're still side by side.
I think Joel is being really strong here on these outside lines. He's just taken all of the track that he can, and
Aceboy looks like he's had a good run there as well. Sorry to cut you up there. Pretorius looked like he ran a little bit wide into that final corner, and
now we can watch Pretorius doing another move on Joel. And Joel taking that outside line, staying very close. Oh, I think they touched a bit there, and Pretorius now ahead of Joel at the stage of the lap for the first time, I think. And Pretorius does keep the position into turn 2 as well, or 3. I'm not sure. Turn 2.
So the roles reversed here now. Joel is going to want to try and keep up Pretorius and get that toe as much as he possibly can, whilst defending as much as he can from Aceboy.
Yeah, Aceboy isn't gonna stop attacking anytime soon, I'm sure, and I think Pretorius might just pull away pretty easily now.
There's a move in the back there between Gerla and Hammer. Gerla, Hammer, and Backrow, yeah, all three of them.
Yeah, I think Backrow's just lost 2 positions there. He's been fighting Gerla for a few laps now.
Oh, and someone's gone wide. That's Larson. Coming out of the chicane has gone very wide. He's on the grass there. That's allowed Icewind to get back down up ahead of him.
Yeah, Icewind's still fighting back here, but he's quite a bit behind the Sarinidis. Not sure if he can make that much time up in just over 3 laps.
A couple little fights going on here now then. So we've got the Pretorius Joel and Ace Boy fight just up ahead. Saturnides is closing in on that fight as well. And then we've got the Gurla train where we've got Gurla, Hammer and Backrow fighting for 9th position. It's probably the closest fight we have on track at the minute.
Yeah, Aceboy not quite able to catch up to Joel because Joel still does have the DRS off Pretorius ahead of him, but now
we are going to see a move further back though. This is Gurla and Hammer. Hammer's coming around the outside of Gurla. He's made the move stick and he's spun!
Oh yeah, I think he's gone a bit too...
Oh, and he's spun and touched Backrow. It's
yeah.
his teammate's touch, and there's definitely damage there. Backrow missing an end plate now. Trying to see if Hammer has damage. Hammer does have damage as well, so yeah, both teammates there with front wing damage.
That really sucks for Backrow. He couldn't have done anything there. It was just Niebuhr spinning there, and I don't think he was able to catch control of his car again. So that's really good for Gola now. Gola chasing after those points positions then.
It shows what we've been saying about how easy it is to lock up the rear tires on these cars.
Yeah, absolutely. That's not something that really happens on the F1 cars anymore. But on these F2 cars, yeah, it's really easy to lock up the rears. I think we've seen quite a bit of that, especially on this track now.
And hello, Legend is within a second of Justin.
Oh, when did that happen? I don't think.
And there's a move further back. There's Aceboy and Joel are still slugging it out now, so...
I don't think Legend was quite in the DRS window, but he's extremely close to it, and he's got 2 laps left still.
Yep, he did just slip out of that bracket. He was under the 1 second coming into the final corner, but must have just run slightly wide there to lose that
Aceboy getting a
advantage.
very strong toe. He's just right behind Joel and taking the outside line now. Joel's been really strong on this outside line, but maybe he can take the inside line to defend as well. Yeah, it looks like it. Slightly cuts across here, but yeah, keeping the inside line for the next turn as well. And
yeah, that was very well defended there from Joel.
Yeah, very good defending. Absolutely. Aceboy just doesn't have any way to overtake there. Joel has been showing a lot of really good defensive driving in this race.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with how far he's come since the last season where we saw him. There's definitely a big jump in improvement there.
Legend is now very close to Justin. He's definitely going to get the DRS this lap. And then he's got one more chance really to make it happen.
Yeah, it's almost onto the last lap, so he's caught up with him not a moment too soon. See if he can make this stick. Aceboy's in a similar kind of situation. He's going to really want to get this move done on this lap as well.
A bit further down we now have Zaken catching up to the 2 cars with the front wing damage. I think he's going to be able to clear them before the end of the race. Yeah, so Legend only 4/10ths behind Justin. I think that might be a chance for an over. Yeah, that's the fastest lap of the race as well.
And he's got DRS, he's going for it. He slings it onto the outside there. Justin covering the inside. Can he hold on around the outside this first corner? Justin really squeezes him over the curb there. Legend hangs on, he's back under his rear wing again with DRS.
Just kept it for now. And now he's taking the inside line. Yeah, ooh, big lockups from both drivers. And I think, they're still side by side. They're staying side by side through here. And now Legends took the position. Yeah. He's in front, and that's P1 for him for now. But Justin can still make the counter-attack happen.
And Aceboy on Joel, they were very close there as well. I was just watching the timings there. Aceboy almost side by side there.
But Justin really hanging on to Legend here. They're not... None of them is...
Oh, and picks up a penalty!
That's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt. That's gonna let Pretorius...
Very wide, yeah.
That's gonna give Pretorius a chance at least to take second place here. Yeah, maybe a bit too much pressure, given how he really had to make that overtake happen right here.
Just had a bit of overspeed there by the look of it. Ran wide and just dipped his inside tyres off the edge of that curb there. He's squirming all over the place, so... yeah.
Aceboy extremely close to Joel as well. Aceboy is almost launching an attack on the inside of the last turn here. He almost sent it down the inside here, but yeah, he's staying behind, just keeping it clean and taking a good 5th position.
So there's a change of position in the back there as well between Backrow and Hammer, who is still fighting very hard now into this. It's going down to the very last corner now.
Yeah, both of them still with wing damage, of course. Yeah. Yep.
Back row, I think, has the inside line. It's going to be a photo
it's gonna be
finish over the
photo finish,
start-finish line.
Oh,
Back row gets it. Hammer had a penalty.
yeah.
So,
I think Hammer had it on track, but back row did it. Not have a
was
penalty,
brilliant.
I think. Yeah,
And,
that was very fun to. Oh, we still have a battle at the back
Yeah, we
actually.
see
Scordo
Max
and Max
and
both
Scordo.
really close.
so let's see how this is going to go.
No, it doesn't happen that you can actually watch a battle after the front runners have all finished the race.
Well, as predicted, we did see Justin dropping down into third position. Pretorius inherits the silver position there.
So
Legend
Max Bill's
wins the second
struggling.
race.
Max Bill's struggling a bit here, but Scordo on very old. Oh, I think that's a puncture. Oh, Scordo's just got a puncture.
Really?
I'm not sure, but the tire
Oh
is
yes,
really
the front
wobbling
left,
a lot.
the front left. Yeah.
I think he would have been able to
Wow.
make an overtake happen there if he hadn't gotten a puncture. Yeah, it's 6 laps old. He's gonna have 7 lap old soft tires here. Maybe a bit ambitious to go for the softs, but
God, they
hey,
really do
you have
fall
to
off
try.
quick, hey? So
Yeah.
he Hamilton's it over the finish line there with 3 wheels. Did well actually to hang on to that. just where it went.
just
It's right
overall,
in the twisty section as well.
I want to say very good race from everybody who managed to keep it on track until the end of the race there. Didn't look very easy driving these cars here around Hungary. So yeah, good job everybody. Wonderful race to watch. And
Well, how do we award a driver of the day here then? Because the way I see it, there's 2 really, strong performances here, and they're from Pretorius and from Legend, both finishing in first and both finishing in second. So,
yeah, definitely. Whew. Honestly,
Yeah.
I think I want to give it to Legend. We've seen some really good driving from him. Very dominant pace when he was out in front. And Pretorius, of course, not the best qualifying and fighting his way back up, but he's been struggling a bit to make these overtakes happen, which is of course part of the nature of this track. But yeah, just really good driving from Legend, and he's also made up quite some positions in both races. So
I don't think I can argue with that. So yeah, we'll go with that. Legend driver of the day.
it's good to be back here.
Can breathe again. I forget how crazy and energetic these things get.
Yeah, so definitely not much less craziness than we had last season, but it does seem a bit cleaner, I'd say. So yeah, very fun to watch, and I hope it's fun to drive as well.
I mean, from the 1 lap I had, I can say there's plenty action all the way up and down. So yeah, it's very tight racing.
All right, so let's move on to the interviews then.
Ready?
Surely everybody's gonna want to talk to us after that very interesting race, and I think just about everybody's gonna have something to say.
Right, so we have Futuristic and Joel in the interview chamber. Shall we pull Joel in first? Let's start with him.
Yeah.
Hello, Joel. Welcome to the commentary booth for the first time this season. Looked like 2 actually pretty strong performances from you. We were commenting on how last season you kind of just almost threw yourself into F2, and it was almost like trial by fire, just about having to very quickly get to grips with everything. And I seem to remember you struggled a little bit in the previous season, but this looked very dominant from you.
Well, I mean, I did like 4 or 5 laps before the race, which is more than I usually did last season. But yeah, I mean, I kind of like the F2 cars because it's more of like reacting on instinct. You have to react to what the car's doing more than you do with F1. Like F1, you have to find what's quickest and do that every single lap. But with F2, you have to change it each lap depending on the car, if that makes any sense. So it's sort of less of an arcade game, to be honest, when you're playing F2. But yeah, I mean, pretty solid performance. I've got more points this round than I got in the whole of last season, so you know, can't complain.
No, it was really good to see. Like I say, it's a massive jump up from what we saw from you in the last season. And yeah, as you say, these cars are quite a bit more of a handful than the F1 cars that most of us are more used to. So yeah, really impressive.
Wonderful defensive driving, by the way. We've been watching you for quite a bit in that race, and yeah, it was very much fun to watch you just take that line and stick to it, and yeah, very clean driving as well. So it was very good to see you make your way through the field there, and just not letting people go past.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really have the pace to be up where I was on raw pace, but because it's Hungary, I was thinking during the race, the whole thing with F2 is it all comes from where you qualify. Like qualifying decides much more than it does on F1 because it's more difficult to overtake. I mean, especially on this track. But also, you've got 2 races, so if you qualify high up, you're going to finish the first race high up, barring any incidents, and then you're going to start the next race in the top 8, guaranteed. So, I mean, qualifying is very important, and thankfully I did a pretty good lap that felt almost perfect P3. So that was important.
No signs to us that there was any team orders in the final race. Though it looked like you and Pretorius were having a right good battle.
That wasn't the first, because I was just like, I'll let Prey through because I'm just going to stop him from winning. And then the second one, I was like, I'm not going to let you through because you'll win. We were in VC, so I said I want this podium, so I'm going to defend. And it was like, all right, then no team orders. And then he got me anyway, which was inevitable. But there you go.
I mean, you kept him behind for quite a while there, so
Yeah,
it was close to podium.
Yeah, it did not look easy for him at all. There's a few times where we were holding our breath as you were coming side by side into the first corner, and then somehow hanging on side by side into the next corner after that. And yeah, it was really entertaining to watch.
Yeah, and then I had a scary moment when I can't remember who it was, but someone tried to go around my outside at the top of the hill, the left-hander, which I was about to spin. I nearly hit their side pod, but I managed to stay out in front.
We saw a few strange moves going into that corner today, actually, with people going side by side and trying to hang in there. I think we saw Iceland, unfortunately, one of the victims of that.
Yeah. That was the craziness after Legend passed me around the outside, and there were like 5 cars trying to mug me into one corner.
But no, otherwise, a really, really good race from you, and yeah, I guess congratulations on managing to pick up and really capitalize from where you left off last season. It was a huge improvement, and yeah, great to see.
Yeah, thank you.
I'll move you back to the interview. So we have, who've we got left? We've got Futuristic is here, Scorto's here. Let's pull Futuristic in and have a chat with him. Hello, Futuristic. There's a pretty busy first couple of races for the opening race of the season there. How was that for you?
It's great to be back, first of all, with the F2 cars, and it's super fun racing, but yeah, as you said, it was a bit messy and hectic across, at least on the feature race. I got sideswiped into turn 3, which cost me wing damage, and I was last anyway because I wanted to have a fresh set of mediums for the sprint. So I went on the softs, and I was like, should I pit or should I not? And I decided to do something funny instead, because I know no matter what I did, my place was at the back for those who finished. So I also tried to take the soft to the end, which kind of worked. I got a puncture out of turn 4, and the sprint race, it was a train, like it was in F1 race. So yeah, me and Derhammer cut up to Scorta and company so we were like 4 giggles of cars in like 1 second. Then we got past him, and then we cut up to the next front wing victim of Dragon, I think it was, and we were stuck behind him. So I've lost about maybe 5 seconds. Maybe I'm optimistic of race time, but it was good to have some battle after the feature race, after all.
Yeah, it did look really busy towards the back of the grid in the sprint race there, especially, and especially after that safety car restart as well. the decision to go, I think, was quite late, and I think that might have caught a few people out. As we saw, like, 3 or 4 cars wide going into the first corner. I think you must have been involved in that somewhere as well. But yeah, really, really hectic. But yeah, it was a good opening race, I guess, for you. Nice bit of track time to ease yourself back into it. We're in Spa next week, I think.
Yep.
Is that a track you're looking forward to?
I actually do, because I think we had the wet race when we were there last season, so I'm hoping for a dry race, so it could be a little bit more entertaining with the DRS and maybe some good switchbacks into after turn 1. So yeah, looking forward for some side-by-side action into Rouge.
Yeah, I was just thinking that, because that's obviously a flat through there in the Formula 1 cars. I don't know. Can you go flat through there in the F2 cars as well, or are they too unstable for that?
Yeah, I think so, because of the RPM is so low compared to the F1. So I think you can be flat with 6 gear.
We'll
Should
definitely
see some
be
close
watching
action
your
there
car.
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, like T1R again, all over again.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard with front wing damage to go flat, but yeah, with the front wing, I think you can go flat.
We'll definitely look forward to that. So yeah, we'll let you get back to the interview channel.
Yep.
But yeah, thanks for talking to us, and yeah, we'll look forward to seeing you next week.
Yes, see you guys.
Right, thank you.
Bye.
Okay, so we have Scotto. We'll pull Scotto in next, and then we have Justin as well after that.
Yes.
Hello, Scotto. That was
Hi
quite
there.
an action-packed race, I think, for yourself. We saw you sort of towards the midfield and sort of the back end of the grid, but you had loads of battles the entire time. Like you were never out of the action. It felt like.
Yeah, it felt like that for me as well. I mean, I finally led something. It wasn't a race that I led, but at least my personal trolley train after the safety car restart. That was quite nice. I think 6 or 7 people were getting a bit angry behind me, but it's Hungary, so you can't overtake. It was quite the interesting experience. But yeah, once again, fell victim for one of the classic blunders of F2, which is not having any tire that you can finish the race on.
Yeah,
which is quite unfortunate. Because yeah, once again, I mean, I kept out of trouble for most of the. I mean, the feature race didn't matter at all. Nothing happened in there. Literally nothing happened for me. Basically, the trouble started in the safety car. I completely misjudged where Gerda. I mean, honestly, that's something I really need to practice. The safety car restarts are arguably the thing I'm doing the worst at right now. And I hit Gerla. It didn't get the penalty, which was quite nice. But I got super slow. And then I think I clipped or got clipped by the rear wheel of, I think, maybe Nebo or someone who overtook me, which was unfortunate. Happens. And yeah, couldn't finish the race on my medium compound because you can't just exchange the front wing. Hey, ain't that great? But I'm not really salty about that. It was a fascinating race. F2 is fun, just chilling in voice with Azaiken and having a good time. I mean, after all, we are Campos. We know that we probably won't win anything this season, but we're just here to have a good time, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, it definitely looked like a fun race there. Yeah, I think we did see a few battles there, and you did keep it clean on track as well. So yeah, definitely a good way to start your F2 racing. And yeah, even I think we almost saw you do an overtake at the very end of the sprint race there. But then yeah, the puncture surely didn't help.
But I got the overtake with time penalties. I got it.
You did.
We say in Germany we say I got it. Ich hab's am grünen Tisch noch bekommen. I don't know what the English term for that is.
I don't either.
Yeah,
I understand. I understand the German one though.
The penalties were enough, and that's all that counts. I got that P14.
Wonderful.
Yeah, it was really good to watch. It was like I say, it's just awesome to see fighting all the way up and down, and as you say, especially in the sprint race, there you were involved in quite a lot of the battles, which is brilliant to see. I think you were. You have a seat now for this season, have you? Or are you
I
reserving?
do.
Yeah.
I'm campus with Azakin.
The last season, I think you came in as a reserve, I believe. Is that right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I got my random P10 in Japan in the sprint race because everyone else retired, and that was my F2 season.
But no, it's great to see you jump into a permanent seat now. So it's been wonderful to see you drive, and yeah, we're really looking forward to seeing more of you in the future races.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, you guys have a nice evening.
Thank you. You
Thanks.
too.
You too.
All right, bye.
Okay, he left by
Oh, he's
himself, so I
gone.
don't have to move. Yep. Okay, so that just leaves Justin then. Let's pull in him and have a chat with him. So, Justin, welcome to the commentary booth. There's quite some racing we saw actually from you, especially in the sprint race. You were pulling quite a big gap at one point there. How did that go for you?
Well, in the second race, I saw the opportunity, starting P2, might as well, try and get P1, lap 1 as soon as possible. And I managed to do that. And then after that, with the safety car, it was just trying to manage the gap, trying to manage my tires, because believe it or not, this was my first ever F2 league race in F1 2020, so it was kind of
Oh
new.
wow!
Yeah, that's impressive.
Thanks. I love the F2 cars. I only played them in GP mode once or twice before, but to do a full-on league race, especially when I just got the call to be reserved 30 minutes before, so zero practice as well. I'm happy to finish third. At this point, it could have been first, and then could have been second, and with the penalty, it ended up being third. But lots of positives, I guess.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive actually. Like say last minute and little practice. I didn't expect that. I thought you'd driven a few before at least, especially with the like we say the kind of gaps that you were pulling there in the second race. It was looking very good for you.
Yeah.
Trying to remember, where did you finish in the first race? What was that
7th.
again? 7th. What happened there then? That was mind you, the first race was a bit scrappy at some points, I believe, as well up at the front.
My main point in race one was just that overtake on Joel around the outside of the quick left-hander.
That's right. Yeah,
I think that was the one where Icewind spun as well. Yeah, that was.
Yeah,
that looked scary, but yeah.
Yeah, we saw a lot of that today. A lot of moves into those kind of corners where you wouldn't normally always see a move going on, but yeah, the Icewind one was quite good. That was like 3 into 1, but that didn't work out too well.
Yeah, I think these narrow cars are really making some very interesting overtakes possible, and we saw some really good driving today. Some really good overtaking, definitely.
Yeah, F2 does that sometimes.
Yeah, totally different kettle of fish as well from the F1 cars too. Very laggy and just harder to handle, I find. So yeah, really impressed that that's one of your first races. Like I say, that's incredible.
Thank you.
Where are we next week? Spa's next week. I keep forgetting. Spa's next week. So you're looking forward to that one? Is that a track you think you'll enjoy with the F2?
I don't know. I was a reserve today, so I don't know if I'll attend the next one. But if I do, I guess I'll try and practice a bit more this time. Try and not make it last second, but who knows? Maybe it'll be good. Maybe it'll be bad.
That was a good performance from you today. So I would definitely be pushing to try and get a seat. I think in the season.
We'll see.
But yep, I think that's all I've got. Unless you've got anything, Snacks.
Don't think so.
No, well, we will move you back to the interview channel then. Thanks very much for talking to us today.
Thanks, guys.
And we'll maybe see you next week.
See ya.
Okay, so we have one more. I think we've got just about time to squeeze one more in. So we've got Crystals in the interview channel.
Yeah, also Futuristic wants to do another interview.
Yeah, we should we should pull them in again. We'll pull in Crystals now. Hello, Crystals. That was a bit of an action-packed race for you. I think you managed to qualify in second position in the future race, but a couple incidents and small spins there in the races kind of scuppered that a little bit. What went wrong there?
The qualifying was good, definitely. Well, in the future race, I got an accident, how you can see, and after I finished the race with wing damage, I didn't want to change the wing, and I finished P9, if I remember well. And after in the sprint race, I spun at the end when the safety car go into the pit. So yeah, I did a few spins.
Yeah, it looked a bit tricky. There was a few times where I think that on the safety car restart, for example, there's so many cars like just
Yes.
flooding the track. It was a very late decision to go, and I think a lot of people
Yeah,
got bunched up and a bit caught out by that.
I don't know why, but the safety car was really slow, honestly.
Yeah,
So
we did
I
wonder
mean,
that. We saw, I think Justin was following the
Yeah.
safety car and he kept trying to pull alongside it. So yeah, I did wonder if what was going on there.
yeah, I mean, when I broke the safety car restart, that was pretty unlucky.
Yeah,
Yeah, also, yeah, I just seen that in the first accident that I have a legend who was the science to me. So yeah, that was pretty unlucky, I think.
Yeah, a bit of a tricky couple of races for you there. We're in Spa next week. Are you looking forward to that one? Is that a track you think you'll do well at with F2?
Well, I mean, I remember last season F2 was really good. It was a carnage, but I did the last two first. I hope to do that again.
Was it Spa you did that? I couldn't remember.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so
I have a good memory.
we're looking for great things then for Spa then from you.
yes, I hope.
That's brilliant to see. But yeah, unlucky couple of spins today. But yeah, you had a really strong qualifying position. So hopefully we'll see some more of that next week from you.
Yes, I hope to have a good race and especially did at least 2 laps without wind damage or spin. Would be really funny. I mean, F2 is really enjoyable to drive with those cars. They are really good because I mean you have to do nothing. You don't have to manage ERS or fuel.
Yeah, I find that you're limited as to what you can do setup-wise as well. You've got a lot more setup options on the Formula 1 cars. So the F2 cars, performance-wise, are a lot closer together. There's not as much you can do to get an advantage.
Yeah, also, I mean, the most difficult things to do with those car is when you brake. It's pretty easy lost the rear and spin, like I did 2 or 3 times in this race.
Yeah, there's a few people seem to be struggling with that today, just locking the rear wheels up coming into, especially the first corner. I saw that quite a few times there, people running wide or sliding or going sideways because of it. Yeah, tricky. No, but yeah, commiserations on the races, but yeah, we'll hopefully see you do better in Spa next week then.
Yes, see you.
See you later.
See you.
Easy.
Yeah. See you.
And he's gone.
So I think that's everyone. It is. So yeah, that was it. That was the opening round of the third season of F2. So yeah, very glad to be back.
I am too. Yeah, very fun to watch, very fun to commentate on, and there's always something happening. Even though I am really happy about the driving seeming a lot more clean. I mean, there was a bit of a mess in the sprint race, I think, but the feature race was a really just a really good race and lots of battles where everybody left each other space. So yeah, very glad about that, but still very fun.
Yeah, lots of predominantly clean racing all the way up and down. Quite a bit of respect between the drivers, which is great to see. And yeah, a couple little taps of that here and there, but we're going to get that every now and again. Everybody's pushing really hard in a very short amount of time, so the pressure is very much on these guys. But yeah, brilliant. I'll try not to put myself in a race car next week.
I mean, I think it's a bit better when you do it than when I do it because, well, at least the stream could still watch the rest of the grid while you were telling us what was happening at the back. Yeah, but. Was it a fun formation lap to watch from you at the very least?
Yeah, just glad I didn't spin and make an idiot of myself. No pressure.
We did see you cutting the grass a bit, but yeah, no spins. So definitely good enough to take an F2 seat, maybe.
So yeah,
All right.
brilliant stuff.
I think that's all we've got for today then.
Yep.
So yeah, join us again next week for the race in Belgium. It's gonna be very fun to watch on that track, I'm sure. And also join us tomorrow for 2 SRL Tier 2 and 1 at 18 and 20 CET. And we'll see you again soon. Join us next week.
Yep, see
And
you next
hope you had a
week.
fun race to watch. Goodbye.
Enjoy your evenings.